When Netflix had announced the production of its reality series Hype House, centered around the infamous social media collective of the same name, many of the biggest stars to come out of it had already left. And after a seemingly delayed release, the internet guessed that the show would end up being boring, unoriginal, and contrived. It's a theory that Netflix would also like to confirm if they can ever get the test audiences who saw this to stop rioting. Throughout episode 1, Hype House establishes its young social media stars, all of whom I hope either have a business plan or alternative career path picked out, just in case standing in a line on TikTok doesn't prove to be a source of lifelong income for any of them. But for the meantime, let's break down some characters that are hard to care about, storylines that have no stakes, and not an exciting or eventful interaction in sight. So stay tuned for some tacky interior design on a Hype House installment of Clip Breakdown. Hello television viewers, my name is Nick. Thank you so much for joining me once again on my channel for another installment of Clip Breakdown. This is the playlist where we dive into our favorite movies, TV shows, and other content on the web, and we break them down into little TikTok length clips to decide if they're worthy of the Netflix roster, although that's not saying much these days, or if we cast them out to hell. Before we get into it, make sure you click that like button if you want to see more Hype House breakdowns. There's a full 8 episodes in this season. Also, make sure you click that subscribe button, that way you get new videos from me every week. In case you don't know what the Hype House is, they sort of explain it. It's like an incubator. Charlie D'Amelio, Dixie D'Amelio, all came, or no, I guess just Charlie, I don't know. Addison Rae came out of it.
We have 10, 20-year-olds living in a $5 million house together.
Imagine a fraternity filled with people that have millions of followers and dollars with high school drama.
I feel like they just casually described the first 2 levels of hell from Dante's TikTok Inferno. If you have millions of dollars as an adult and are still stressing over the things that high school kids worry about, then it's official that the universe has blessed you just a few more times than you're capable of handling in a healthy way. It's not my life, but I do know that your 20s go fast, so they might want to stop worrying about what dance Lil Dip X928 is doing down at the Grove, and a little more about getting some of that revenue into a savings account, just in case the Hype House starts to fade in popularity, which according to my notes should be happening about 8 months ago. For every kid they have talking on this show, they have like 2 kids who I don't ever hear anything from, and I'm like, that's not a good sign. They can't even stand out in this house full of 8 people. Like, what's the longevity? The reviews for this had said that the show feels very staged and contrived. When you're centering a reality show around a group of people who don't really do anything in particular, you have no choice but to be like, I guess for the first episode, we'll have a sumo wrestler at the house.
My role in the Hype House is kind of like the dad of the house, and I would say like the manager. Never really had a childhood. I never had one place to call my home, and that's what I do here.
I'm not discrediting Thomas's experience, but have you ever met one of those straight guys who had to move houses like 3 times before middle school, and they act like that makes them a literal refugee? I'm just saying, if Thomas wants me to care about what inspired him to create the Hype House, I need a few more details to make it feel real. He's like, growing up, I didn't really have a childhood. As you can see, there's a photo of me back then holding a drill and wearing a tie. I think that pretty much says it all. Not really. I got hit with a rock and called a during a 7th grade fire drill. And so far, you're kind of making it sound like you maybe had to babysit your little sister some weekend. Again, I'm not dismissing Thomas's actual childhood traumas. In fact, I would love to hear more about them, so I can decide whether or not to start caring more about him as a character than what products his makeup artist put in those eyebrows to make them so distracting. I have a huge fear of like people who are under 25 being like, I'm sort of like the dad of all these people. It's like, you shouldn't want to be the dad of anything. Unless you have a real kid, you shouldn't want to be the dad of some kids who are just a few grades younger than you, mama. What is that authority power play? If these guys were in the gay community, they would be daddy's son people, but you know, they're straight, so they don't have fun stuff like that. The newest member of the house is Vinny. He has 12 million followers, and I'm like, 12 million people on TikTok know you? How is it that I've never heard of you? Like, that's a lot of, I've never heard of this person. So that's how I know TikTok followers don't count. If you had 12 million followers on Instagram, you would be doing campaign photo shoots for Yves Saint Laurent. Yeah, I speak French. Yeah, I said it. Has been. Chase Hudson, aka Lil Huddy, is a musician that the kids love, and he was initially a part of Hype House, but, you know, he did not move with Hype House. He stayed and got his own mansion in LA. Ooh. Uh-oh, we're only 4 minutes into episode 1, and Netflix was already like, oh my god, we can't get these kids to do anything interesting. Okay, let's just put in too many title cards and use lots of establishing shots showing how tacky their mansions are decorated. This lifeless, dark, outdated looking interior is not really where I would expect a Gen Z star to be living, unless they were still in their parents' house and they got rich off oil in the 80s.
Mouthwash.
I'm not sure if kids are really into mouthwash these days, or if Netflix is just really into showing us kids washing their mouths. But my gum tissue is getting dried out just looking at it. I hope that dental floss and tongue scrapers are just as trendy on TikTok. Otherwise, a mouthwash is basically just spraying hand sanitizer over that chunk of chicken sandwich stuck between your teeth. This is where Chase Hudson, I should call him by his legal name, Lil Huddy, boo 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 boo, heart emoji, poop emoji. He has 31.2 million followers. He's like, you know, school used to take a toll on my mental health, so I went to online school and I started making social media posts and I grew my following. It's like, okay, super inspired by all of that.
And I started to grow my internet popularity, and that's where the love for meeting people and like having that deep connection with your friends kind of started, I guess.
Wait, was that the marketing language his management forced him to decide on as the one-liner for his brand? That's right, Lil Huddy is all about the love of meeting people and having a deep connection with friends. And yes, we are hoping you download his new album thinking Lil Huddy is a new type of dating app. Some of Lil Huddy's friends from the Hype House come in to his mansion. They haven't seen it yet.
Chase's house is so sick. Like, low-key looks like Cheesecake Factory.
Don't hold back. It actually looks exactly like a Cheesecake Factory that closed down during the pandemic and is now being used to store arcade equipment. How is Lil Huddy going to have the audacity to brag about owning 2 foosball tables while we can also see him not owning a single lamp? It probably wasn't the point, but this show is making me feel really happy to not be any of the people that I'm seeing on screen. Too much house for a 20-year-old. That much I can see. And his friends think it looks like a Cheesecake Factory. That's embarrassing. And I know from reading reviews that other people make fun of his interior design throughout the series, saying it looks like Dracula's mansion, he doesn't have any plants. All true. Oh, but now these kids are guilting him because he's not like making TikToks with them because he's in LA making a album with Interscope Records. And I did listen to some of his album, by the way. It's glossy sounding, like you can tell it's pop produced, but it's very forgettable to me. I didn't really, not my thing, whatever. I liked the chorus to America's Sweetheart.
The reason that they were mad for you moving out was because they like you.
Because they love you. You know, they miss you.
I love how in the world of social media houses, the worst thing you can possibly do is eventually leave. Mama, these are the roommates you have when you're 20, not the religious cult you were born into. I'm sure this will all seem a lot less life and death to Lil Huddy when the Grammys just hand him an award next year. One thing that I don't usually feel like is interesting in a reality show is just normal people doing normal stuff that I could do any day in my house. You know, like I could get people making a homemade pizza on YouTube. It's really not exciting. With the exception being if it's like a celebrity, like if the Kardashians are making a pizza, I want to see how they do that because they're huge personalities and they're super rich. These are just like 20-somethings who I don't want to spend any more time with.
One of the things that makes this house so special is that we've all come from our own unique places. People might have bullied them or difficult home lives, and that's why we're so close.
It's very true. All of these kids do seem to have one very obvious thing in common. They're not quite sure what to do with those heat styling tools yet. Why? What were you thinking? White straight kids? Yeah. That too. Don't worry, they're just saving all of the diversity for a little later in the episode, which is why the more immediate concern is what are these young men doing to their hair with those blow dryers in an attempt to copy each other's style. Please, for the love of Pennywise's wig, tell me you're at least using a heat protectant when you go in on that mop. Oh, they all want to go for floppy, voluminous hair, but I'm getting crispy critter Pringles once you pop the fun don't stop hair. I feel like they're all paying the same amount of rent for this house, so I would not be asking so much permission about what I could do.
Pool party, when and how many people can we have?
Whoever you would like over, Michael.
How come in this world, being 22 in a house of 20-year-olds literally makes you everyone's legal guardian and biological father? And who is little Michael so excited to invite to the pool party? Because he just almost did the berries and cream starburst dance.
Berries and cream, I'm a little out of berries and cream.
So the main conflict they're trying to set up for this season, unfortunately, as dull as it is that when Lil Huddy moved to that house in LA, he seemingly, even in this flashback, begrudgingly agrees to make it a Hype House 2.0, where he and some other LA guys will be doing content. Not sure how formal that plan must have been because it's obviously not happening.
We want to keep Chase's house as like an extension of Hype House, and they're going to work on making content out of there for Hype House.
We will.
He made one TikTok over the last 6 months.
That's it. Lil Huddy, I just want to talk to you about your TikTok output. Thomas is upset because Chase is apparently not participating in any of the Bang energy drink sponsorships that help pay for this mansion, which seems like a weird thing to expect since Chase doesn't live in that mansion, and he also doesn't need TikTok to make money since he signed a record deal with Interscope. For someone who claims to be such a smart business person, Thomas sure doesn't seem to understand the mechanics of someone becoming more famous than him. Every time someone complains about a member of their social media house leaving, they just seem jealous that someone was big enough to move on without them. As though that isn't everyone's goal when they join one of these houses in the first place. And if that's not true, then how come getting a bunch of new followers on a personal social media account is really the only benefit that members of the Hype House can describe? They'll be like, Hype House gave me everything. I got like so many new followers, it put me on the map, but we hate Chase because he got so many followers that he now isn't in the Hype House. Are you literally gonna be in the Hype House when you're 60, 70, 80? I promise you you're not. Get out now before it becomes obvious you're just chasing trends. That's my advice. The only people who really care about their social media houses falling apart are the people who started them, because they can't just be like, we should all live together. They have to be like, I'm starting a house, which is just like roommates that all share a TikTok page, I guess. Like, that's born to die. I'm sorry. People don't want to be wrapped up in a group forever. Like, you're not in sync. Anyone would rather have their own brand built off of their own personal name, because like, obviously. So it seems really fake when they're complaining that other people actually get a chance to do that.
That's so exciting. So this glam needs to be extra sick.
Extra sickening.
Who do you relate most to in this clip? For me, it's Ariel, the makeup artist's workplace whale tail, giving me Manny Santos from Degrassi realness. We stan, a liberated icon. So this is Nikita Dragon. For those who don't know, she's a beauty influencer and apparently a member of the Hype House. Although she doesn't live in the house, they don't really address that in this episode, even though apparently it's such a big deal if you're not in the house. Oh my God.
In a twisted way, I've always wanted to relive my high school experience as Nikita because I never got to, being a boy.
I'm so happy that Nikita gets this platform and is able to speak her truth as a proud trans woman. Although in general, I have a hard time fully trusting anybody that wants to relive their high school experience in any way whatsoever. I promise you, life still gives you plenty of drama to deal with after you let go of being a teenager. And honestly, it makes you seem even cooler when you don't try so hard. Not that you asked for my advice. Look at me being smart. Not to be rude, but I sort of get the feeling throughout all of this episode that Nikita feels like if she can't be the one who gets a big record deal, she will be the best friend of the person who got the big record deal.
I have this philosophy. I want to do everything I can and film it. Life is boring without risk. Life is boring without taking chance. I spend on my YouTube videos between $50,000 to $70,000 a month.
And that's what makes your content so viral and memorable. Like that time that you drove a who cares what over the side of an I don't give a It's hilarious to me that the main conflict so far is that someone is establishing themselves outside of the house, when the entire rest of the show is just the other members desperately trying to establish themselves outside of the house. Maybe it's just due to bad interviewing, but it literally feels like everyone is just sitting down to be like, here's the Nick DiRamio brand. And then they just go on to describe the worst, most boring human being on the planet. This guy, I think his name is Chappy Nutsack. Oh. It's not Chappy Nutsack. I'm so sorry to Alex for calling you Chappy Nutsack, and I'm so sorry that it's too funny to cut out.
Now I'm living my dream childhood at the age of 20. If I'm not playing pranks and if I'm not setting up some crazy ass stunt for someone to do, then it's not Alex Warren from the Hype House.
Wait, who? Oh, Chappy Nutsack. I literally thought you were the driver of this bus, but now you're talking about pranks? I feel like all these people are saying that they get to relive their childhoods at age 20, but to the outside, that's called just still being a kid. And I just know out of the whole group, some of these kids are like, I basically had no childhood. Ever since I was 17, I would finish school and then just start making TikToks until I got famous. Like, yes, girl, that's what every teenager has been trying to do for the last 3 years. It doesn't make you part of a protected minority group. You can't lie about your childhood when I can scroll back on your Instagram to when you were 15 and be like, oh, rough childhood? I see a lot of Disney trips in there. Just kidding, obviously, people can still have a difficult childhood, even if there are vacations and all of that, but where are the details? Like, they're all like, I just had a rough childhood. Did you? Because I don't hear about it. I can tell you about my problems. I can tell you about my problems. What if I was that annoying? I am that annoying, I just realized. At least I'm not annoying on Netflix. At least you're not paying for this with your dollars, just with your advertising eyes. This video is brought to you by Chappy Nutsack. What's happening now? Okay, so Alex, I love him being like, if it's not the most thing, it's not Alex Warren from Hype House. I'm like, I didn't even know who you were up until now, except for that everyone says you're copying David Dobrik. Xerox of a Xerox, mama.
He's probably like, what the is going on? These two douchebags pulling up in a Rolls Royce.
He works at a strawberry field outside of LA, my love. So when he sees two douchebags pulling up in a Rolls Royce, he already knows he's about to deal with some influencers. These Hype House kids provide way too much commentary on their own wealth and status. They're like, I can't believe I'm in here wearing this Gucci shirt right now. Did everyone see it? Coming off as really secure.
You want to take the Rolls Royce or the G-Wagon?
I want to take the G-Wagon.
Rolls Royce it is. How much does a tractor cost? I like the 15. I'm getting a tractor.
Yep, go ahead and buy some useless farm equipment for your home in Encino, California. And again, don't worry about saving any of that. I'm sure that whoever it is watching your videos of pranks and stunts will be interested in it forever. That type of social media content is very stable. I guess in addition to being a stuntin' jack type person, he is also a relationship influencer. I can't think of two people whose relationship I want to see less of than these two. Fancy car, clothes, I can get that anywhere.
When I was 17, my mom handed me an eviction notice. I just left and didn't take anything except for a computer and a camera.
I think you also stole her hair straightener on the way out, but you don't seem ready to admit that part. Fine. You know these guys are like, what? No, my hair just dries naturally flat in a line like this, and then also like this. Okay, Chucky from Rugrats. Literally, hey Arnold.
I told her we had a place to stay, she flies out, and I go, yeah, about that. We're gonna be sleeping in a car.
I'd be like, yeah, about that. I'm gonna be instantly breaking up with you. I just got off a cross-country flight to meet the guy I was going out with on Snapchat, and you want me to wash my out in the cup holder before we have sex for the first time? Nuh-uh. Motel 6. Seriously, I feel like he thinks that's romantic. It's actually awful. Don't tell me to fly out to be with you if you're living in your car. You should tell me that. I'd be like, I'm gonna set this car on fire.
The hardest part about making relationship content is
the inevitable breakup. Yeah, we know. If straight people in their 20s have a relationship that lasts more than 1 year, it's like there's a law of nature saying they have to try to become the most annoying people on earth. You know this probably won't last forever. If you use your real brain, why are you starting a pet food business together? Have the confidence to let your own brand stand on its own, mama. It's fine. Don't ever feel pressured to make a joint venture out of something that you think you can do better on your own. That's my advice. My advice from a single unmarried person. Chase is doing his photo shoot. He talks on the phone with Charli D'Amelio. That's the closest we get. They show her name on the screen as though she's like seen or heard in the room. It's like she doesn't want to be part of this. Nikita, however, she's dying to be part of this. Nice entrance, Nikita. That felt really natural and appropriately grand. She side-eyed that concrete wall like, you can't take me, you f***ing bitch. You're just a part of the building. Like I said, I feel like Nikita really wants to be the right-hand best friend of Chase. She's like, oh my God, he knows everything about me. I know everything about him. He just loves me so much. I give him all this advice. And he's like, yeah, she'll just come up and ask me for all of the details about my life. And she thinks she knows like what's up. These people sound a little crazy.
I think I worry that Chase will stray too far. So many people try to, start their own businesses or become actors, but like when you forget where you started, that's when things get really weird.
What's weird about it? I had a group of friends when I was 22. Some of them still talk to me, and some of them died mysteriously while I was caring for them during a sick spell. There's nothing weird about it at all, Nikita. My point is, any one of them would do the exact same thing in Chase's position. So all of the complaining makes the stars of this Netflix series seem like the B team and the hangers-on. Even with Nikita trying to admonish him in her yassification of Raggedy Ann wig. And it's just weird. Like, it's just weird that he wouldn't get all of us a record deal with the same label as Lady Gaga and buy us all mansions. It's so selfish and weird that he would be selfish and weird like that. Like, what are you talking about? Real friends would be happy for him. That's just the way it is. They wouldn't be like, he should be doing more for us in this position. Okay. Oh, so they have the pool party. Chase comes over and it's a little awkward. And then we get to meet Lorray. He's the other non-white, non-cis heterosexual representation we get in the Hype House.
Before we make our appearance, let's freshen up, girls. By freshen up, I mean I have to do some mouthwash.
He said, let me just clarify that real quick, because at first it sounded like I was talking about douching. And again, with this mouthwash, to me, it seems more discreet to carry a travel toothbrush and toothpaste to use in someone's bathroom, rather than a half quart of Listerine in your designer backpack to spit out on their front lawn. It seems like I'm actually the dad of Hype House now, based on how old I am and my basic level of caring for myself. Lorray admits at first his fans thought that the Hype House was cringy. He had to combat the notion that they were just a bunch of cringy white kids. They said his black card was revoked, and he's like, they're actually all really cool, and they all come from different walks of life. It's like, yeah, you keep saying about the different walks of life, but they all seem to have really similar walks of life so far. He's like, they're all so different that it's not even worth describing each of them individually. Just think of them as one group of very different people. Nikita and Lorray seem like the closest friends. I don't know that either of them would really be in the Hype House if it weren't for each other. They also, it's like the only people who can't stand living with the Hype House group are the queer people, because it's like, what is this? Everyone's always wearing hoodies pulled around their face like that, eating cereal out of a bowl. It's like, okay, I hate this house. I hate this house. I hate the show based on the house. Nikita is talking all the time. Oh, so here's Nikita and Lorray's friendship. Ooh.
Sometimes I'm like, am I about to punch her in her nose or what? Like, am I really about to fight her or am I about to hug her? Do I roundhouse kick this bitch? Or do I kiss her? Stay tuned and find out.
I mean, definitely don't roundhouse kick her. Why would you even say that? I get that he's trying to describe their sibling-like relationship, and it's like, okay, we get it. You hate your siblings. Still seems a little tone deaf to describe yourself pondering violence against a trans woman for literally no reason, but your life is just an example of how these kids aren't funny. Like, nobody who's giving an interview or doing anything in real life has done anything funny yet. Funny things happen usually in reality TV like this. Funny things. You would be laughing.
Hey, Chaser.
What's up, Nikita?
Oh, you're supposed to call me best friend.
What's up, best friend?
Oh, so she was really serious about the acting like she's still in high school thing. 25 years old? Okay. I'm sure Nikita is a perfectly nice person, but I don't think I'm responding to her very well from this. Like, she doesn't even know who I am, but I'm still specifically not inviting her to my birthday party, because I have to be sure.
I'm gonna just, go call someone or a boy or whatever while you guys do that, because I can't be here, but okay, bye.
Okay. Bye, Nikita.
That's how bottoms feel when the couple kicks them out of bed after a three-way rather than letting them sleep over. Not to be Gen Z and millennial rude in the same sentence, but Nikita has the pick-me energy of one of those little green aliens from Toy Story.
I feel like I haven't been reaching out enough.
It's okay. You're like a brother to me. My problem with this is that the unappreciativeness. I have put hours and hours and hours and hours into this brand.
And now you live in this huge mansion. End of sentence. What do you feel like he owes you? He's like, listen, it's really fine. But the thing is, for for me, the unappreciativeness is this guy Thomas cracks me up. He's like, the only way for us to settle this debt as adult business and brand owners is for us to create at least 12 fun memories together making TikToks. And it's not gay if one of us cries a little at the end.
Doing social media, am I this public figure? Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not like that anymore.
At some point, I gotta help myself and like build up my career.
Believe me, Thomas, no one wants you to stop your career of making TikToks about whatever the hell. The world needs more of whatever that type of content is that you failed to describe throughout this entire episode. But that still sounds like it would have nothing to do with Lil Huddy deciding he's too famous to make TikToks anymore. They say if you love someone, let them go, because they have a huge room full of crown molding and pinball machines that they need to decorate with another Hulk poster. This is the glamorous job all kids want. Okie dokie. Have fun with that hype house. Unless you all want me to sit through another episode of that, I'm happy to do it, because please, you don't do it. No one go watch this on Netflix. It's garbage. It's a waste of your time. Find something else. Make something else. Read something else. Anything. You're using a lot more creativity making your own TikToks than watching these people show you how dismal and sad it is at the top of the TikTok food chain. Like, this doesn't seem like fun. So let me know what you think though in the comments below. Also give this video a big thumbs up if I should cover more of this hype house drama. Also, make sure you click that subscribe button right over here. That way you never miss new videos from me. I upload 2 new ones every week, so turn on notifications and you'll always be the first to know when we're hyping up a house. You guys are all the greatest. Thank you so much for renegading with me today. I will see you next time.